Scene 22. Pat talk. Fuck. I'm fucking fucked. What would be more disastrous than your boyfriend finding out you brought a girl home? I freeze, my face paling, my heart dropping. Pran must have seen everything since he went back inside once our eyes met. Thousands of words are stuck in my throat. To him, it all leads to that one conclusion because I've been busy pleasing my family for the past few days that I had no time to bother him. Fucking cheesy. Who would have thought a 22-year-old guy would be on a tight leash by his family? Not only they forbade me to hang out with Pran, but they also ordered me to have meals and watch movies with Par's childhood friend almost every day. They believed that I wouldn't have time to think of reuniting with a terrible friend like Pran this way. Oh, Punch is here just in time. I'm making a dessert. Have you ever tried homemade sweet water chestnuts? My mom is all happy right now. She's an absolute housewife. Since her family owns a company and my dad runs it by himself, she's got plenty of time. Therefore, she spends all of her time organizing our place, making desserts, and preparing our meals. We once hired someone to take care of the house, but my mom was dissatisfied. In the end, she dealt with everything in our place like a perfect angel of the house. I'm not surprised she's fond of Punch, an incredibly well mannered girl. Before my father passed away, I made it with my mother very often. He loved it. I sigh. She's so soft and gentle that my touch might break her apart. We're not compatible. Mom now drags Punch to the kitchen to do some housewife things, so I head to the living room with my restless heart. I sink into the couch and tussle my hair in frustration. God damn it. What's the matter, Pat? Par asks. Pran saw Punch. And? And? Pran never got to sit in the passenger seat in my car. I whispered through gritted teeth. Of course, others might see all that as a common treatment a boy should give to a girl. Punch could just be anyone to me in their eyes. But this is Pran we're talking about. He knows I'd never treat anyone like that if they weren't special. I mean, I opened the car door for her and all. Could I have avoided that? Come on. My mom would nag me for a whole night if I didn't do it. Why is life so hard? Where's Punch? Helping mom in the kitchen. I'm hungry. My sister grumbles and sits down next to me. Did you give Pran a call? No, I don't know what to say. Where did you go with Punch this morning? We went to the temple to make merit and give offerings. Har stifles her laughter, knowing those aren't my typical activities. Come on, just keep pleasing mom until she stops fussing over you. When she's assured that you behave the way she wants, she'll probably let you go on with your life. Well, you did get caught so many times in a row. You're right, I agree, heaving a sigh. But I guess I have to tell Pran about Punch. Yeah, it might not be as bad as you think. Par says sweetly and massages my shoulder to show her support. Our lunch looks so fancy like Thai royal food, yet anxiety makes me lose my appetite. I pick at the enormous pile of food Punch put on my plate, pondering what to do with my relationship with Pran. The food is not to your liking? Punch asks me. She helped my mom make most of the food here. She's timid and speaks very softly with a sweet voice. I have to listen carefully when she says something. I assume she's a shy girl from a strict family. Not hungry. Pat, speak more nicely to her. I eye my future fiance and exhale. I don't hate her, but everything just feels forced. I've always been a blunt and straightforward guy. It's uncomfortable when I'm told to act like a gentleman. It's okay. Please be yourself, Pat. Look how kind of her. Mom is ready to give me a long lecture. To prevent that, I cut her short in a sugary voice. I normally skip breakfast. Since I had a meal this morning, my stomach doesn't have room for lunch. That's not good. Breakfast is the most important meal. I nod, stopping myself from telling her that the sun was usually already right above my head by the time I woke up. I end the conversation by stuffing food in my mouth. Everything seems ideal to everyone here. I'm the only one suffocating. Par glances at me every now and then to check if my patience will run out soon. In the late afternoon, when it's not too bright or windy, my dad suggests that I should go for a walk in the backyard with Punch. There is a small garden tended to by a gardener once a day with a clean, age-old white pavilion located in the middle. Par loved it here when she was a kid. She would collect Dad's flowers to play with, pretending to be a shopkeeper. It's been a while. It reminds me of when we were young. Punch starts a conversation, strolling on the laterite pathway. I mumble a response in my throat. Every memory in my past has Pran in it. You've grown up to be pretty solemn, Pat. Not that much. I remember you were so kind when we were kids. You played shopkeepers with Par and me, using leaves as money. If I didn't play along, Par would scream. We love Par so much, and I sometimes envy that she has such a nice brother. If Punch knew of all the hard times I put Par in, she would take back her words instantly. I sigh and settle on the bench that has been unused for a long time. I like your house. It's cool and pleasant. My dad takes care of the backyard. He also chose the gardener to work in our house himself. Your parents are very kind. My mom is scary. Punch smiles amiably. She's a naturally pretty girl. As Mom said, I could end up falling in love with this old friend. If I never knew Pran, that is. What can I do? It's impossible to take back time. Even if I could, I wouldn't be able to pinpoint the exact time I should restart. When I didn't love Pran this much, I suppose. Are you okay? You've sighed a lot. It's a stomach ache, more like a strange heaviness in my tummy. I can't breathe properly due to stress about a certain someone. Punch, I need to hit the toilet. You can stay here or chat with Bar inside. It could take long. I turn around and jog back inside the house. Once I'm upstairs, I open my bedroom door, grab my phone, and call the person in my mind immediately. Pran picks up after a long while. I clench my grip around my phone as I wait for him to speak. He can yell or shout as many questions as he wants, but what I get is a soft mumble. Mm. Pran, I wish I could pour out all the words in my chest. I'm not the only one feeling uncomfortable with the whole situation. Pran was obviously torn whether to answer the call or not. Now that we're both on the phone, we remain silent, knowing our relationship is slowly in tatters. Pran asks nothing, supposedly waiting for me to confess. Pran! Yes? I don't like his cold voice and distant word. It sounds like the old Pran. Well, we know something is different. I press my lips tightly, seeking the right words to put him at ease. All because I care about him more than anyone. Pran! You're just going to say my name. I'm hanging up. Wait! He's giving me a chance. The last chance before he won't hear another word from me anymore. Open the door. I'm going there. Ah! In broad daylight? I need to talk to you. We are talking. No! I don't want my words to be just an excuse of a mindless guy. Everything I'm going to say will only feel real when it's conveyed directly to another person. Plus, I miss him like crazy. Pran, I'm hanging up now. Keep the balcony door open. I end the call, not waiting for his permission. From here, I tiptoe over the roof for a short distance and reach the wall. I use my skill to lift myself onto the rooftop of his kitchen. Then I climb over the balcony of Pran's room. This must be an absolute secret. If my parents find out, I will have to switch rooms with Par. Pran glowers when I show up at the balcony with my bare feet. When I land on the floor without making a sound, he relaxes. He crosses his arms over his chest and paces away to sit on his desk chair, and I take the liberty to plop myself on his clean bed. So, do you remember Punch? No. She often came to my house to play with Par when we were young. You must have seen her, but didn't care much. Even I, the house owner, didn't care. The girl you saw. Can Par drive? Yes. Why? My dad bought the car for both of us. Then why were you the one picking up Par's friend? Not that you can't do it, it's just. Pran pauses. Unlikely of you. Pran knows me better than anyone. I sigh heavily. I never meant to lie to him. I just didn't know how to bring it up without hurting his already hurt feelings. That's why I kept it from him. Apparently, it was an undoubtedly wrong call. Sooner or later, Pran will find out anyway. Her family runs a consulting business. She's an only child and studies accounting in Chiang Mai. She finished her exams and got back here. She's in the same year as us. And my parents and her mom want us to get to know each other. They want to pair you with her. His eyes flicker. They locked on my face before turning away. I sigh again, my chest about to burst. I still can't find the solution as time passes, it feels like I'm lost in a maze. She seems pretty from afar. She is. Do you like her? Pran, don't ask like you don't know how I feel. I pull the desk chair he's sitting on towards me and cup his face to look into his eyes. You know who I like. I don't know. I'm not sure sometimes. You think it's going to be like that time with Nat? I don't want to bring up the past. We have no problems dating girls. Actually, that kind of relationship sounds more possible. It's up to our hearts to make it possible or not. Pran, I never have eyes for anyone but you. I did that because of us. And I'm sorry, I just can't find a way out yet. But I promise I will solve this problem. Pat, are you an obedient son? I don't know. You can oppose them. You don't have to open the door or take care of that girl. You did all of that from what I saw. You only do those things to the person you like, the one you want to do it for. You know me so well. Should I be happy or sad that Pran always sees through me? Well, I understand his exasperation. If it were me, I would destroy whoever makes a pass at Pran. Forget it. I probably talk too much. Pran, you have every right to be jealous. Just hear me out. I'm not jealous. Pran, listen to me. I squeezed his hands and stare into his light colored eyes sternly. Pran feels unstable. Our relationship is a skyscraper without friction piles. No confidence nor safety. I have to please my mom to put her mind at ease. That way, she won't show up at the university. We can still see each other there, you know. We don't have that much time left. I hate myself for not realizing my feelings sooner. I've taken 4 university years for granted. I keep my gaze on Pran's face, my eyes burning. Uneasiness eats away at me, as I'm afraid he would dismiss my explanation. The possibility that Pran might feel disheartened and give up on our relationship gives me anxiety. I'm not a playboy. You know that. I don't really care about girls. But I know. Well, what do you plan to do? I will solve this. Even though it sounds hopeless, I refuse to back off. I loosen my grip and massage the back of his hands instead, begging him with all my sincerity. Trust me. One more thing. Pran takes a deep breath. He now seems to be convinced that I won't cheat, yet still bothered by something. I wait quietly for him to speak, which he does eventually. If I didn't see you two today, would you tell me? A simple question, but I have no answer. I go still and avert my eyes. Pran yanks my shoulder and forces the answer out of me with his pressuring gaze. I'm asking you. I don't have the guts to look at him because I plan to keep it hidden from him until the end. Pran would definitely dislike the truth, but I won't lie. Isn't it our problem, Pat? You can deal with it. If you could, you wouldn't wait until you got caught. Things like this take time. You seriously think I'd marry someone else? How can I know what you're thinking? Pran licks his lips. The mobile by the window jiggles in the air, but our hearts are burning to a crisp. What do you take me for? Do I have to hide behind your back and let you solve everything by yourself? My mom is the problem. How can you help with that? It's tiring enough dealing with your own parents. I don't want to trouble you with more problems. Aren't we supposed to solve the problems together to call ourselves lovers? I say no more, unable to answer the question. The truth is, I'm afraid he won't get my point. I'm sorry. I'm fucking sick of your apologies. What do you want me to do? I sigh and place my forehead on his lap with my arms around his waist. I knew he'd be mad at me sooner or later. Where is she right now? I don't know. Do you think I'd care? Go back to her. Stop being upset first. Pran exhales. When I look up, he nods. Leave already. My mom will be in the kitchen in the evening. It'll be hard to climb back up then. I kiss his knuckles, missing his scent. All those days we spent together run through my mind. If possible, I'd be with him every second, not letting him out of my sight. I miss you so much, Pran. Pran is completely still, not responding right away. My phone vibrates in my pocket and he gestures me to pick up the call. What is it, Par? Where are you? Mom's looking for you. She wants you to drive Punch home. Can you do it? Tell Mom I have diarrhea. Where are you? Pran's room. I reply levelly, and Par just gives me an You really did it, huh? I'll give Punch a lift. Just hurry and come back. Mom will check on you when I offer to drive her home. I note it and hang up. Then I release Pran's hand despite myself. I'm leaving. Be careful. Pran. He raises his eyes at me, as cold as ever. I love you. I wish my feelings would melt the ice of bitterness in his heart. Pran nods, not returning those endearing words. He watches me by the window until I reach my bedroom. We hold each other's gazes from the opposite sides of the houses, with a wall and a few yards between us. I hope the wall is the only thing keeping us apart, not our love tiptoeing on a skyscraper that's ready to be knocked down by the gentlest wind. End of scene 22.